It's a ridiculous day in the world of Magic the Gathering. Dominaria United just came out on Friday, and it's already clear that the set is a total failure.
Magic. I am a wizard! History. I'm an old wizard! The magic historian. My bones hurt.
Greetings! Owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles, my friends, I hope the day finds you well because we have gathered for another installment of Mega Magic News. We are here to talk about all the ridiculous problems with Dominaria United. Honestly, Wizards should be ashamed of themselves. I have a whole list here. Now, before we dive into that, I do want to touch on the other news that came up, and that is that the Commander Rules Committee actually has brought in 2 new members. So you have Did I write down Gobot? Olivia Gobert Hicks and Jim LePage. Apparently I didn't get enough sleep. I wrote Gobot down on this page. Okay, so you know what? Now I'm the one making errors. Wizards has put it into my brain. So now that we've gotten past the mistakes, let's move on to the mistakes, all right? And these are with Dominaria United. First things first, let's get an image up on the screen. Now, you may be wondering at first glance, what is this pile of stained glass cards you're showing me here? Well, this pile of stained glass cards are all error cards that all came from the same booster box. Every single one of these cards is horribly miscut. Take a look down at the bottom of all the cards. You will see there is extra parts of the tops of other cards on there, and the tops of these cards are missing. And this was just one box's worth, okay? This was posted on Magic Reddit. And what you have to understand is that Magic Reddit is in Wizards of the Coast's pocket. They do everything they can to stay in Wizards of the Coast good graces, which means they normally delete posts where people are complaining about poor card quality. But in this case, not only did they not delete the post, they actually pinned a comment to the top saying, normally we remove these posts. We've been removing a ton of posts like this to the point where we can see this is a genuine widespread problem with Dominaria United. So even places like Magic Reddit, a place where if you mentioned my content, it would actually catch you a ban. There have been a bunch of people who were banned just for mentioning me on Magic Reddit because I am thought of as being too critical of Wizards of the Coast. I'm one of the few people who's willing to make regular videos calling out all of their mistakes for everybody to see. So it is kind of funny to me that they would go, hey, you know what, if you talk about the Magic Historian, we're gonna boot you out of here because he's too critical of Wizards. But at the same time, we acknowledge that things are so awful that we actually have to pin this and leave it here so that people don't get hosed. They love Wizards of the Coast so much that they will bury almost all criticism of them. But there is so much criticism and so many problems with card quality with Dominaria United that as a public service, they feel the need to leave it up. I don't know if I can stress this enough. That is massive, right? You compile that onto the fact that right from the get-go, apparently the pre-release kits for Dominaria United, there was a widespread issue where they were missing packs or the packs were missing rares. One or the other. People buying pre-release kits and going, hey, I only got 2 packs. Now, a little bit of an error here or there, them screwing up, that is inevitable. No company can create products without flaws. But Wizards of the Coast way back in the day used to care so much about card quality that they would ensure that garbage cards were destroyed. There was actually a printing of a base set that was so garbage that they burned the entire thing. They said there's no way we're going to let these get out into the hands of the customers. And now in the current era, Wizards has absolutely no problem with dumping egregious amounts of terrible quality cards on us, right? And that's not the only error that you see. You've got missing cards, you've got cards that are terrible errors, you've got packs that are missing, you've got a situation where the Sarah Paragon, a mythic rare that was printed in this set, literally doesn't function right. So if you take a look at the card, anybody who reads the card, like a regular everyday player who reads the card, will understand how the card works and be able to play it normally. However, in the actual rules framework of Magic the Gathering, Sarah Paragon actually doesn't work. Now, we're in the 30th anniversary of Magic the Gathering. Literally, the 30th anniversary is being kicked off by Dominaria United. They had the promos and everything. This is supposed to be a celebration of 30 years of Magic, and we have the most poor card quality we've ever had and the highest prices at the same time. There's no justification for it. You can't go, well, you know what, we pushed up prices to push up quality. They didn't. They pushed up prices to push up profit with no increase in quality. In fact, a decrease in quality overall, in my opinion. If you take a look at the video they did for the WPN game nights, right? They went, here's the video, and in the video where they are showing the cards, the best cards from the box set, the cards are damaged on screen. It's like they just don't care anymore. They literally are putting damaged cards on the screen going, hey, we're selling this box. This is the video they made for Wizards of the Coast WPN retailers to use. That's what it was created for. And they didn't even bother to put cards that weren't damaged into it, right? But let's continue along the list of problems with Dominaria United. So, a Johnny is in Dominaria United, and a Johnny has been Phyrexianified. Now, when they did Tamiyo previously, they set up, hey, this is what a Phyrexianized kind of Planeswalker is going to look like. We'll use this text and this setup, and what do they do with the Johnny? They diverge from it. So they don't have a consistency when it comes to the Phyrexian Planeswalkers. And it's like, oh, okay, what are you doing? Why aren't these consistent? Why aren't you putting in the effort to make sure that across these concepts, it stays the same? The Praetors are another great example of this. Can somebody please explain to me why we got 4 Phyrexian Praetors and 3 of those Phyrexian Praetors have Phyrexian watermarks and then the 4th just doesn't? Why do we have this glaring level of inconsistency? Wizards treats this like it's a super premium product and we should be happy to pay them $20 a pack for double master sets, which are literally just reprints, and they can't be bothered to put in the work to make the set actually function properly, to make the cards work properly, to make them visually what they should be. Like, some of the oversights are astounding. This watermark thing is one thing, but the next thing I'm going to lay on you, there's absolutely no excuse for. So, you notice that Karn is in the set, right? And Karn's got the crazy Power Stone tokens that go along with him. But do you know what's missing for Karn? Do you know what Wizards of the Coast didn't even include in the set? Is this the first time this has ever happened? I'm not sure. They didn't bother to put Karn's emblem into the set. So, if you actually go to the official Wizards of the Coast website and you take a look at, here you go, here's all the tokens and everything. Because when I read it, somewhere somebody was like, hey man, I may be confused, but why can't I find the Karn emblem? I've been looking everywhere. Is it like hidden somewhere? Has nobody cracked it yet? And then you go and look at Wizards' official release list for the tokens and the emblems. There's all the tokens. There's only 2 emblems. There isn't one for Karn. He has an emblem. It literally taps artifacts to do damage. So probably what happened is they changed Karn in development, and his ultimate didn't really have an emblem. And when they changed him to have an emblem, they didn't bother to make sure there was going to be an emblem. And it's not like the emblems require anything special to make, because it's literally just the same frame for every single one with the artwork from the original card. You don't have to commission separate artwork. It's a quick click, drag, drop, click, edit. Like, it would take 20 seconds for them to make the digital version of it. Making the emblems are the easiest thing on earth. You just put the text in the box, put the Planeswalker in the middle and the Planeswalker symbol, and you're done. So you have all of these things just piling up during the 30th anniversary, and it's like Wizards doesn't even care anymore. Those misprints, there were people cheering about the misprints. This is another thing that is mind-blowing to me. Wizards of the Coast will print cards to terrible quality. Someone will post in a group going, I don't understand what happened. My whole box is ruined. All these cards are ruined. And then people will come in and go, I don't know why you're complaining. Ching, ching, you just made money. And it's like they're complaining because they bought an inferior product. You don't get it. It's like the fact that you can get more money for it technically from misprint collectors does not change the fact that Wizards is making a terrible product. This is one of the things that really irks me in the current era. When Wizards makes poor quality cards and people go, well, you can sell them to misprints group, so it's really like Wizards is giving you money. No, they're giving you a job where you have to go and take a poor product and turn around and sell it to somebody else. And all these people forget the fact that when you open a booster pack and you get poor quality cards, that is a very feel bad moment. Even if you find out later, hey, you can sell these on to somebody else, right? That doesn't change that you had that initial feel bad moment, right? And on top of that, what a lot of people don't seem to be getting, and this is exactly what happened back in the Ixalan block, guys. When you get enough misprints, they're not worth anything anymore. All of the crazy foils, when they did the Amonkhet. Yeah, it was Amonkhet. Amonkhet had these crazy full art lands, and they were printed to the poorest quality that I've ever seen. You could see the lines. Do you know when you have like your own cheap printer at home and you print something out and it's got these lines running across it? They were like that. And they were insanely dark, and the misprint group turned around and said, look, man, there's a ton of these. These are worthless. We're not buying them. You're not even allowed to post them here. Basically, if you had them, you got banished to the minor misprint group. And the minor misprint group is not where you're going to get any bank. So all the people who are cheering about it, you hit the lottery. No. He didn't hit the lottery. Now he's got to contact Wizards of the Coast, go through the replacement process for, it's literally every stained glass card too. This is supposed to be the special treatment. Do you know what they call the special treatment cards, guys? If you didn't know already, they're called booster fun. And you know what's fun? Having every single card you have come out terribly miscut, right? Totally cut way off. The stuff that's going on at the production facilities right now is absolutely absurd. We're talking about basically over at the production facilities, what they do to make sure cards don't go out in the wild is they'll take these markers and they'll make huge things on the sheet, right? They'll write all over the cards, void, throw out, they'll put big X's on them or whatever. Doesn't matter though, they're all making it out. It's all garbage now, and there's no excuse for it. Wizards of the Coast is supposed to be running the most premium card game, right? Supposed to be king of the hill, right? You're supposed to be offering the best gameplay and the best card quality. And currently, they're not really interested in offering either. I'm starting to suspect that underneath what's going on with Wizards of the Coast, and I could be wrong about this, but I've been thinking long and hard, what is causing them to just stop caring about making the product quality at all, aside from just like a quick money grab, is I think they're looking at their customer base, right? For example, I'm in my 40s. I started playing Magic when I was 15, which means to me, the initial batch of Magic players, the ones that are still around, they're aging, right? They're kind of falling off the planet, running out of life, if you know what I'm saying. We only got so many days left in us, right? So anybody who was in their 20s when they started playing Magic, boom, now they're in their 50s, right? Anybody who was in their 30s when they started, now they're in their 60s. So basically what I'm trying to say is over time, the higher end Magic players, mostly in terms of people who've been playing for a very long time and own a whole bunch of expensive cards and are part of the reason the cards are so expensive, well, they stop existing. As their lives end, there's less of a demand for these bigger, more expensive cards. But overall, there's also less moneyed people playing Magic the Gathering, like on a grander scale, right? Because Wizards of the Coast, like originally, Magic was more of a niche thing that had to be discovered. And now people are coming into it from Arena and all kinds of other ways. But I think what might be going on is Wizards has this viewpoint where there's a certain window within, they can crank the price on Magic, grab a bunch of money from people who have the disposable income and the love for Magic, and it's this kind of harmony. And in my mind, I could be wrong about this, but in my mind, I do genuinely picture them as people who are older. I don't anticipate that a lot of 20-year-olds have the capital to be able to buy crazy amounts of Magic cards. I don't see a ton of 20-year-olds going, bro, I bought 4 collector boxes of Double Masters 2022. Those are mostly your like 40, 50-year-old engineers, programmers, and stuff like that. They've got their lives established. They've got the money to throw at that. But those guys, you know, they're gonna start disappearing at a certain point. So I'm wondering if Wizards has a timeline where right now they're just push up and extract, push up and extract. It doesn't matter. Cut the cost wherever we can. Don't worry about balancing. Don't worry about standard and anything like that, because actual balancing isn't as important as just keeping the cards flowing and getting the money from these like old dinosaurs in Magic, right? We've got Dominaria United, the Brothers War, this Phyrexian stuff is all to appeal to us, those of us who have been around for decades. It ties into the anniversary, but I do genuinely wonder if underneath a lot of the problems we're seeing with Wizards of the Coast is the fact that they've changed their mentality, and it's about grabbing as much money as they can from Magic dinosaurs, while at the same time siphoning some money out of new players, but mostly turning them into Arena Hearthstone players, right? These are my thoughts, because there's a lot of craziness that's been going on with Magic lately, and it's kind of eating away at me. I know sometimes people think that all I want to do is bang on about how Magic's doing terribly. What I want is for Magic to be a very healthy game. I want good card quality, I want good prices, I want good balance, I want good times for all of us. So I come at this from the perspective of, I love Magic. I'm here to talk about everything I love, but I'm also not going to shy away from all the problems that need to be discussed. And I feel like there might even be more that I'm missing here. So weigh in with your theories as to why Wizards of the Coast is currently letting the quality run into the ground and just not caring about it in any direction. Because I do want to know, and I'm just spitballing here, right? I don't have any like really firm, solid theory. Anyhow, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Big shout out to my patrons for being smart enough to support this channel, and I will see you all, my friends, in the next video.